Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back, my beautiful nieces and nephews. Thank you for tuning in into the Remembered Child. Your favorite spiritual auntie is back with another message. hmm Hey, you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all are doing well. Okay. Uh, so, my nieces and nephews, I got a question. So, do you remember the time when you fell in love with who you are? Because if so, then this is for you. For this episode, we'll be tapping into the remembered child archetype, the remembered inner child archetype. Okay. Because for some of you all, or a lot of you all really, I feel like lately y'all been looking back at the sweet innocent days of the past of falling in love with who you are. That was the day of remembrance for you. Maybe lately y'all been wondering about that moment and how it made y'all feel. It almost made you feel like when you're talking to someone you just met, right? And y'all on the phone all night. Just talking about whatever. Man, I can't tell you the last time I did something like that. But yeah, it's that feeling of being on the phone with somebody all night and you met, y'all both like each other and y'all just talking all night, falling asleep, waking up, and then but it's just something about that just feels good, right? And that's that same feeling you got when you remembered who you were, the day of remembrance for you. So that's cute. Okay, nieces and nephews. I like that. That's cute. So I'm not getting like that. It's fading. It's just a good feeling. It's a feeling that you don't ever like to forget. That's why you stay wondering about it. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, right? Because it keeps that remembrance of remembering who you were and falling in love with it. It just keeps it alive. That's all. That's all. You try not to dim it. Because to do that is to, you know what I'm saying, make your inner child feel unseen, and you're trying to steadily trying to keep your inner child seen always. And good for you. And that's what this channel is about. So let's go ahead and tap into this remembered inner child archetype. Let's see what messages we get. I'm interested in this. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the musical download I received was, "Do you remember?" Okay. "Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met, girl? Oh, do you remember the time?" Yeah. And I know you do. You remember the time? You remember. So let's get the messages on that. Let's see what that's about. Let's see. Ancestor spirituality, then we can so I can see now into the remembered inner child archetype base for the collective. Thank you. So this could have been at an early age, or maybe as a teenager, or as a kid, possibly. hmm So we have vision. Yeah, you got this. So this remembrance, you had a vision of it early on. Yeah, then we have resurrection. We have silicone. And we have pay attention. Look at that. You were young. You were young. Maybe a child. Maybe a teenager. Okay, yeah, more of a teenager. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. More of a teenager. Hmm. It was so whoever who raised you, maybe your mother, they had heavy influence in helping you to remember who you are when you remembered who you were. Heavy influence because they paid attention to you a lot, right? I mean, they were raising you. Of course, they had to. But this was a different type of paying attention to you because you were special. And this parent knew that. And that's why they made sure to stay paying extra attention to you. hmm Okay. Whatever you saw that helped you to remember who you are, it allowed you to combine both your dark and light attributes and become one with both of them. Whoever this is that paid attention to you a lot during your upbringing, they protected you heavy with the silicone. You see how the little baby is inside that crystal? Hmm. I heard, please don't get upset when I say this, but I heard test tube baby. So were you, did your mother do in vitro? Interesting. So I don't know if your mother couldn't like produce naturally, but she found a way, and this is why you're here. This is why they paid so much special attention to you. Okay. This is why you were so special to your mother or to your parents in general, if both your parents were around, but especially your mother. Now, if that is not it, you could have been born prematurely. And so you had to be, incubated for your protection to continue to be able to fully grow out of that premature, out of being a preemie, out of being born prematurely. That's what I'm picking up also. So put it how it applies, okay? Okay. So this is why you were paying special attention to. So this is what makes you special, the way in which you were created. That's why you're so special to those who brought you up, took care of you, paid extra attention to you. Okay. And so when you got that vision of remembering who you are, the day of remembrance, that was the day you were resurrected into who you truly are, into who you were remembered being, or who you were remembered what you were to be. This parent played a heavy role in that. They didn't want you to forget, but they didn't want you to not have that vision of it either. That's why they was heavy on it. And that's why it was easy for you to remember when that vision happened. Look, you saw it instantly and you knew what it was. See? You saw it instantly. You saw it instantly and you knew what it was. You knew whatever this was, whatever the vision was, you seen yourself as that. And that was clarification that that's who you were. And that's who you are meant to be. It's in the cards, baby. It's in the cards. EA game. What is EA Sports? It's in the game. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, we have nurture. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, whoever raised you, this mother figure, oh my gosh, did they nurture the hell out of you? Because they wanted you to remember who you were, who you are. They wanted you to remember that. Because I don't know if however way you were born, whether it was in vitro or you were premature, maybe it affected you in some kind of way. And this is why your mother figure thought you were so special and felt they needed to pay extra attention to you and nurture you heavy because of that. Because they didn't want it to be something that created a handicap for you. And sorry if anybody took offense to that. I don't mean it like that. But whatever this is, your parents, whoever raised you, didn't want whatever or however you were affected from the way in which you were born or how you were created to affect you and become a handicap for you later. Okay. That's it. So do you remember? Okay, do you? It's showing here in the card. You remember, niece and nephew. You were young and innocent. Yeah. Do you remember? You were a teenager. Okay. You may have people tell you like, man, you really know who you are. Do you get that a lot? That's what I just heard. Go ahead and pull the tarot. There's a siren, so I don't know if like if this goes to back to when you were born. Or the siren represents you being loud and proud about who you actually are. Because maybe you always felt it, but when you got the vision, the day of your remembrance, it was like, okay. Because sirens are loud, right? This came in reverse, but I'm going to put it in the upright because but I can see it being in the reverse. I'll get to that. Why? So with the vision, it was clarified by the Two of Pentacles. Now, it could have startled you, this vision of your day of remembrance. It could have startled you. It could have made you feel like you needed to perform, if that makes sense. Because however the vision came to you, it was the way in which the vision came to you. And you thought this way of being, remember who you are, you thought you had to perform that. So you could have kind of a little bit been operating out of the performative inner child archetype for a little bit, because maybe it was something about this vision that you didn't understand. But then through time, it started becoming more and more like something about the keys. Right? Because you use keys to lock or unlock, right? And you see how in this picture that the two of you, both yourselves, are locked in, right? Your legs are locked with each other. So I feel like what you realized, it wasn't what you remembered about yourself that was you. You realized something. You realized that it wasn't performative. You realized it was really you. It was really a part of you. And I think once you started understanding the vision, right? Because like I said, when you first got the vision, it scared you because you thought you had to be performative. But it's something about you realizing that no, you didn't have to be performative. You understood that you didn't have to be performative. You understood that it was you, and that was the key that you need to lock in on being who you are when you receive that vision on the day of your remembrance. And so now who you are is like music to your ears. And there's nothing performative about who you are. Because who you are is who you are. Others may think it might be performative, but that's just like some haters, you know what I'm saying? But everybody else really are really intrigued by the fact that you really know who you are. And you keep that remembrance alive by just being truly who you are. Because not everybody can do that. You do have a lot of people out here who have to be performative and operate out of the performative inner child archetype, but not you. You're operating out of the remembered inner child archetype because you know who you are. And so when we come to the resurrection, it was clarified by the Ace of Cups, but it was in reverse. And I didn't understand it at first why it was in reverse, because you love who you are, right? That would be in the upright. But with it being in the reverse, what I was picking up was that You may have people who don't love who you are. You may have people around you who don't love who you are. Again, that goes back to these people feeling like they have to be performative in showing people who they are, where you don't have to do that. Yeah, you was doing it at first, but you understood that wasn't what you needed to do to lock in. These people don't seem to understand that, and that's why they can't love who you are. They don't love it. They don't like it. And they hope that you follow suit and not love it or like who you are either. That's another reason why this is in reverse. And if you notice, there's only one person in this card. This is you. They hope that you don't love who you are or like who you are. But you do. Look at the way you're staring at that wreath. Oh, you love who you are. And it doesn't matter what anybody do, feel, think. That's not going to change. I know that's right, niece and nephew. I know. That's right. I know that's right. I'm proud. Auntie proud of you. Okay, Auntie gonna send you some money, okay? It's like that. It's like, no, I ain't sending you nothing. Okay, I'm sending you these encouraging words. Okay, that's the money. But yeah, niece and nephew, that's all right. That's what I'm talking about. So with the silicone, we got the Four of Wands. Yeah, the Four of Wands represents home, right? Yes. Yes. Your upbringing, you were very protected. Because the way in which you were raised, whoever raised you, they had to be delicate in doing so. Right? That's a crystal. You want to be delicate in holding a crystal. And then to have a whole baby in it, yeah, you better be delicate. Okay? So something about your upbringing in the home was very delicate. And it was very necessary to be that way. Because there was something that happened to you, or there's something about you from the way in which you were born and created. But whatever that is, your mother, the mother figure in your life who raised you, made sure that it wouldn't become a handicap for you later. Okay? I'm not calling anybody handicapped. I'm just saying. Okay? So with the pay attention, we have that clarified by the truth. Yeah, the Ace of Swords. Everything I just said was the truth. Everything. And because your mother paid so much attention to you in doing what they needed to do to help you know who you are later on in life, it brought you to be able to pay attention when that vision came, that vision of your day of remembrance came. It brought you truth and clarity about who you are. It's the truth. And now you stand on who you are. And you're becoming more and more amazing at who you are. It really looks good on you, niece or nephew. It does. Because your favorite spiritual auntie and my niece and nephews, we got some good jeans, okay? No, not the ones I'm wearing. The D to the N to the A. Those jeans. Okay? Like for my nephews, man, look. Look at that body. Look at that body. Okay, my nephews, y'all out here doing the damn thing. Okay, to my nieces, look at that long, luxurious, beautiful hair you got. Look how beautiful you are. Nieces and nephews, y'all really take care of yourselves. because you know who you are. You know you have to not only be the part, but look the part, you know? Because why be who you are if you're just going to look all kind of in a crazy way, you know? But again, your mother played a big part in that role by paying so much attention to you to make sure you knew how to be who you are and stand in it and look good, smell good, feel good while doing it. Because your mother refused to make you think you had a handicap of any kind. So much so you don't even believe that you have one. That's how good your mother did by paying attention to you and making sure she did what she needed to do and nurturing you so that you can not ever think that about yourself. Now, this could stem from because if your mom really did have problems with having you, she may have thought she had some sort of handicap. And it could have affected her mentally or emotionally in some kind of way. And so to her, you're like the miracle baby for her. And she'd do anything to make you not have to feel what she felt in thinking that she had a handicap because she had to create you in ways that may have not been natural, or you came into this world a little earlier than what in the ways in which, how I want to put it, you may have came into this world earlier than expected instead of being like full term. I'm hearing the Ides of March. Is that has to do with the with premature babies? I don't know, something significant about that. But yeah. Yep. And then look, we have the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Like, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Okay? Yeah. All the things you went through as a child that may have been rough for your mother, but you wouldn't have known it because she was that girl. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have known she was in any kind of pain or in any kind of struggle because she was that girl. That's why you were able to see who you were from the age that you were and so clearly. That's why you have a better understanding of who you are now. And it's all because you didn't continue to stay in this performative inner child archetype, but you thought you had to be in because of the way the vision was shown to you on the day of your remembrance. Because maybe it was shown to you in that way because you were the key to lock in on being truly you. Okay. Well, okay. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. All right, nieces and nephews. All right, my nieces and nephews. Hey. Damn. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Okay, because what? Wow. Y'all are amazing. I hope y'all know that. And if nobody told you today, your favorite spiritual auntie gonna tell you, y'all are amazing, nieces and nephews. Like, wow. Y'all look good, feel good, smell good. Like, you know who you are. Like, you know how hard it is to know who you are. And that's what I'm saying. Like, your mama's so big on that. So I don't feel like you dealt with any too much inner child wounding. Your mom was dealing with all of that. That's why she paid attention so hard to you. And could have been why it may have been a little easier for you to recognize who you were when you got that vision regarding the day of your remembrance. I like it. I love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Okay, I'm loving it. Yeah. Yeah, look, we got live out loud. And intuition. Yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. See, these are the patterns you're operating out of being in the remembered inner child archetype. See, your patterns allow you to live out loud, or you have a pattern of living out loud because you remember who you are. You're in your remembered inner child archetype. And it also allows you to listen to your intuition, or to know what intuition is, and to understand your intuition, and to know when your intuition is talking to you, screaming at you, you know what I'm saying? Or just the mere fact of learning to use it and using it correctly and using it for good. Those are the patterns you're operating out of, is living out loud and listening to your intuition. Those are great, amazing patterns. Because the remembered inner child archetype that you're in, that's a healthy archetype. And these are definitely the healthy patterns to go along with it. Whoever I'm speaking to, y'all could be 31 or 35 years of age. And if not, I'm getting that, like, now that everything has finally came full circle, you are finally at home with yourself. At the bottom of the deck, the wounded healer. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't deal with any inner child wounds. Your mother did. She did that for you. If anything, you heal wounds. And you know what you did? You probably don't even realize it. You healed your mother's wounds by coming into this world, by being created in a way in which you had to be created, or by coming into the world way before your time. However it applies, put it how it applies. We'd be here all day if I try to figure it out. Okay, I don't know your life, but I like it. Okay, but yeah, you healed your mother's wounds just off you being created, however in which she had to do so. And it could be that you could have been created naturally, but when you got here, it was way before your time. And that could have been unexpected, and that could have almost kind of wounded your mother in some kind of capacity, right? Because you had to be incubated if you were a preemie. And sometimes being premature, that can be very scary. I had a sibling who was preemie. So, yeah, she was in the hospital for a long time. So, yeah. Yeah. So this is why your mother is the way she is to you to this very day. Your mother loves you with all her heart, soul, mind, body, and spirit. So, my beautiful nieces and nephews, that is all that I have. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed this message, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Comment if you want to. If you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on? What you waiting on? Okay, I'll be patient. But that is all that I have. Okay. If this message resonated with you to some capacity, I'm glad. If not, and it was just for purely entertainment, that's cool. Thank you for watching. Okay? So, your favorite spiritual auntie will be back with another message. Until then, I'm out of here. Peace.